Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to Wild Magnolia Tarot. My name is Maddie, and this is going to be your weekly reading for August 23rd through the 29th. Quick disclaimer, this reading is a general reading and cannot resonate with everyone, so take what does resonate and leave what doesn't. And if none of it resonates, you can check out one of the signs or one of the readings for your other signs, or check out one of the many brilliant, check out all of the many brilliant readers on this platform who may have something more attuned to your situation this week. And please ignore the moth in my office. She's having fun. She likes my lights. This reading, right. This video is for entertainment purposes only. I am not a lawyer, doctor, physician, therapist, counselor, etc. I am just a girl with a passion for the tarot, and anything that I say resembling advice is based solely on my opinion, my own experiences, my own knowledge, my own interpretations of the cards, and little bits and pieces that may occur to me intuitively throughout the reading. I am not liable for bad decisions. That being said, moving on. And I'm moving all the housekeeping stuff to the beginning so that I don't have to worry about it at the end. If you guys enjoy this reading, if it does resonate, please remember to leave a like on the video and subscribe to my channel so that you can get notified when I upload videos in the future. I upload every week, and I want to start doing pick a cards and things of that nature, themed readings. So if you guys have any ideas or suggestions for kinds of things that you would like to see me do on my channel, please leave it in a comment. I would love to hear your ideas and implement them in my future videos. So this week we are starting with an archetype card from the Wild Unknown archetype deck, and you guys got the Threshold. And I'm really excited because I have another archetype deck coming next week or in a couple weeks, and then I get to try that, and so that's gonna be fun. But anyway, the Threshold, okay, it's that barrier that you cross between one realm and the next, one life and the next, one area into another area. So it's like being right on the edge, right on the precipice of some major change in your life. Whether this be a change in perspective. I'm going to try to trick my camera real quick. Let's see. There we go. So this could be a major change in perspective for you guys. This could be moving on to a new career. This could be just a whole change in your life altogether, like your environment. I mean, this could just be you breaking free from an old cycle and moving into something completely new. Whatever it is, you're on the edge of it. You're about to cross over through the gateway into something better, hopefully, most likely. So we'll know more once we get more cards on the table. The next card I'm going to pull is from the Moonology deck, and this is just going to give us an idea of cosmological influences that may be affecting you guys or your environment, your situation this week. So what do we have for Aquarius? Okay, we have the waning moon. What do you need to release? This makes perfect sense with that Threshold card again, because you are about to cross into this new whatever. It's something new. You're crossing out of the old into the new. And every time that kind of change occurs, there is a lot that has to be released. There are things that need to be let go. You can't take old baggage into a new realm of life. You just can't do it. I mean, I guess you could try, but what it does, it just gets you stuck in the doorway. You're not able to pass through the doorway. Just picture, if it is really a doorway, it is just big enough for you and only you to pass through it. And so anything you're holding on to from the past that's going to get caught up on the door jambs, you got to release it. You got to let it go. So if this resonates with you, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about when I say that there's something that you need to let go. But if not, we'll look into it. We'll find out exactly what it is that you need to release. Because sometimes, as much as we would like to think that we are aware, there are some things that we are just completely blind to in our own lives. And I speak from personal experience. So next few cards I'm going to pull are from the Memento Mori Oracle deck. So I am going to pull 4 cards from this deck to give us an idea of what the main situation is that you guys are going to be dealing with this week. And I just want to say, if you notice any weird cuts throughout this video, I do apologize, but I'm doing this while my kid's awake, and sometimes there's interruptions. I don't want to leave it in there, so I cut it out. So let's see what's going on for Aquarius this week. What's going on? Main situation for Aquarius this week. Okay, so we have the Broom. This came out for somebody else this week as well. Okay, this is just all about cleaning up your life, sweeping out the old to make room for the new. This has everything to do with this release here that we were just talking about. I think that right now, just generally speaking, energetic-wise, or energetically, I don't know how to talk clearly. It's just like a really good time for clearing out old, stale, stagnant, negative energy. So let's see, what else we got? What does Aquarius need to clear out specifically? So we have the Whip. So this can indicate some kind of anger or aggression, okay? It can also indicate discipline or abuse as well. If you know, because I'm not going to speak lightly of such a thing, of course. If you are someone who's in an abusive relationship or an abusive situation, there is help for you out there, and I beg you to reach out for help if that is the case. But it could also just be a situation where somebody is just generally manipulative or treats you negatively or brings a lot of negativity into your life. If this Whip is referring to a person, it doesn't have to be physical abuse. It can be mental or emotional. Or it can just be those angry or aggressive tendencies within yourself. We all have them. I know I do. So this is a no judgment zone forever, always, for sure. But that is something that needs to be cleared from your life. Aggression, anger. So now that I've said that like 6 times, I'll go ahead and clarify. Let's see here. What else do we got? What is this aggression about? We have the Ring. The Ring usually signifies commitments, cycles, vows. Oftentimes, it will traditionally represent marriage or some kind of eternal commitment, a lifelong commitment. Let's clarify that. And then give me one more card. Tell me about this Ring. So we have the Fish, and the Fish is all about abundance and wealth. I think perhaps this is all about what you need to clear, and this is what is available to you once you do. This eternal commitment, this divine connection, okay, and the beginning of a new cycle that's bringing in this abundance here, material abundance, but also an abundance of love, an abundance of security, abundance in whatever way you understand that word to mean. It is all about abundance. So that's the threshold that you're at right here, okay? Crossing onto this new path that provides or offers the potential of gaining a lot of abundance, of being able to build a stable, secure life when it comes to the material, but also stable, lifelong relationships that are healthy and nurturing. So we'll go ahead and we'll switch to the tarot now, and we'll just get a little bit of clarification on each card, and then we'll switch to another tarot deck and then get even more clarification on each pair of cards, and then we'll go from there. So let's first clarify the Broom. And we have the Ace of Cups, or the Ace of Elixirs in this deck. This can... So either you're clearing out... Okay, you're clearing out this aggression, this anger, this baggage here, I think to allow for a new relationship to begin. To open up your heart to making a new connection with somebody. And I think that this could very well be related to the Ring here as well. So let's then clarify the Whip. Just get a good idea of what that's about. What is this Whip? And we have the Five of Cups. I'm going to use it to readjust my camera for a second. Five of Elixirs. And this is all about sadness and grief and pain from the past. Something that happened in the past that really messed you up on the inside. It closed you off. It caused you to become very guarded. And I think that it caused you to become very angry. Something hurt you very badly, whether it was a loss of a person, a loss of a relationship, or it could be a betrayal of some kind. That's usually indicated by the Three of Swords. So I think that there's just something really unfortunate and very sad that happened to you. And anger is one of those 7 stages of grief that we hear about, where it's just something that you have to work through. It's part of the natural process. And I think that you're finally getting to a place where you can let that go. Okay, you're finally getting to that point in the grieving process that you're starting to come into acceptance. I wish I actually knew the order of all of the stages of grief, but I think it's different for everybody. I'm sure that it's okay if you skip sometimes. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not a therapist. I said that earlier. But again, this anger that's connected to this heartache from the past, this very deep, heart-wrenching sadness, this is what needs to be released. I think for you to be able to fully enjoy and take part in this new relationship here, whatever this Ace of Cups is representing for you. So we'll go ahead now and we'll clarify the ring for you guys. Clarify the ring for Aquarius, please. We have the Nine of Cups, which is a wish fulfilled. This is happiness. This is getting everything that you want. Having your cake and eating it too. So I think that you really do want this connection with somebody. You want to be able to make this commitment. You want to be in a lifelong relationship of some kind that brings you happiness. I think that would be something that you would really enjoy. And the only thing getting in your way, again, is this grief and this anger. So now we'll just clarify the abundance card and then we'll move on. Let's clarify the fish for me, please. And we have the Chariot, okay? That which drives you. So I think that once you clear this energy from your life, this aggression and sadness, not only does it allow you to open your heart to a new relationship, but it also, again, allows you to cross this threshold and start chasing your dreams or whatever it is that you are motivated towards that can bring you abundance. So you may have career goals or something that you want to do creatively that it could bring you a lot of abundance, and you're having a hard time getting to that point and allowing yourself to move forward because you're stuck in the past. You're stuck in this pain. You're stuck still with this loss. And it's almost like you feel guilty for moving forward after something bad happened. Like you can't. So let's say you lost somebody, okay? And when I say lost somebody, let's go all the way. Let's say somebody that you love very dearly died. Okay? This may be true for some. I mean, we all know somebody who dies eventually. So that's not like the most specific statement out there. But this to me looks like somebody who has almost like survivor's guilt. Okay? Not only are you angry and sad for this loss of this individual who you loved so much, who had a huge impact on your life, obviously, because of how much it affects you. But you can't allow yourself to be happy now. Like, you feel guilty for doing anything that could bring anything good into your life because this person doesn't get to have a life at all anymore. So I would just ask you, if that's the case, if that resonates with you, I would ask you, is that what they would want for you? Because if they loved you, which I'm assuming they did, they wouldn't want that for you. They wouldn't want you to be miserable for the rest of your life until the day that you died just because they're gone. I firmly believe that they're not gone, that they're right here with us, and when they can, they check up on us and they see how we're doing. And I think that it can be very saddening for our loved ones who have passed to come back or to be able to peek in and see that we're still suffering, that we're still struggling. Your happiness is worth it. You deserve to be happy, regardless of what you've lost, regardless of the fact that you may feel guilty for, being able to have something that someone else can never have again. But you deserve it, just on a human level. And not only do you deserve it just on principle, but the message that I'm getting from the cards here, from Spirit, specifically, is telling me that you guys have a lot available to you if you can get past this. You know, I'm not saying forget about it. I'm not saying shove it down and just pretend it didn't happen. You have to work through the sadness, and you have to do it in your own time, obviously. But this is just Spirit's way of letting you know that when you get there, when you're finally able to cross that threshold and release the pain and the suffering back to the universe, that so many good things are going to be happening for you. With a lighter heart and a freer mind, the ability to be open to new relationships and to be open to love again, and the ability to allow yourself to take advantage of opportunities that bring you abundance, that allow you to live a good life. I'm getting emotional. Let's move on. Next tarot deck. So we'll go ahead and we'll clarify the Broom and this Ace of Cups, the relationship between the Broom and the Ace of Cups. So we have the King of Water, seeing the big picture and gaining perspective. Let's see if I can... Oopsie, there we go. So this just confirms for me that this that you're dealing with right here is really blocking your ability to see a greater life for yourself. Being able to master your emotions, to know, first of all, to understand how you feel, what you feel, why you feel it. And then to be able to cope and deal with those feelings in a way that is healthy. These are the attributes of the King of Water. He's a master of his own emotions. He is, and when in his best qualities, he is very fair and wise and mature. And he finds a way to keep that emotional balance, to remain happy. He has this idea, it's because he has this clear view of the bigger picture, that he is able to properly assess a situation emotionally and deal with it and process it as it should be processed and understand. So let's say you have this loss. The king understands, the King of Water specifically, understands that loss is a part of life and that a physical loss is not for eternity. It is not forever. And that where life is lost, life is also gained. You know, every day so many people die. Every day so many beautiful individual people are born. You know, and it is a very large, very abstract perspective that I'm approaching here. Of course, people are born and people die. Of course they do. But this is kind of something that the King of Water takes into consideration when he's processing through his emotions. He can cope better just simply because he sees the beauty of the bigger picture that is the circle of life. And so I think that clearing this emotional baggage, being able to finally truly process it, and that requires expression, by the way. I'm not telling you to stop being sad. Not at all. If you need to just spend a whole week screaming and crying and throwing a fit like a 2-year-old, that's fair, and it's worth it if it helps you to process. Expressing your emotions is very important as well. I wouldn't be surprised if some cards about expression did come out in this reading later on. But just being able to process and clear, okay, this is going to bring a greater perspective to you of the bigger picture, of, you know, meaning in this life for you and for everyone and for humanity. And also being able to see yourself from a perspective of, you know, unconditional love and compassion and forgiveness for yourself. Especially if I was right earlier and some of you guys do have a sort of survivor's guilt. It's natural. It's not necessarily fair to yourself, but it is very natural. It's something that a lot of people deal with. And so to be able to kind of have that compassion for yourself, that forgiveness for yourself, and not holding things against yourself in that way, this is another step in getting back to a point where you can open your heart again to making new connections and allowing other feelings, other emotions to flow through you instead of like just getting jammed up in the heart. Okay, so heart chakra clearing could be very useful to you guys too if you're into Reiki or you know anything about that. There are meditations that you can do. You don't need to pay anybody. I mean, you can if you want to. There's some very talented Reiki healers out there. So I'm not saying like don't. I'm just saying you don't have to. You know, there are ways to help clear your energy centers on your own independently if that's something you're interested in. So now I'm going to go ahead and stop rambling on that point and go on and clarify the whip and the 5 of cups, although I think I have a good idea of what that's about already. More information doesn't usually hurt. Clarify the whip and the 5 of cups, please. Okay, so we have the 8 of fire in this deck. It did come out in reverse. It says at the bottom there, dedication, oath, and symbol. I also think of gestures as well, the idea of making some kind of gesture. But in this deck, the 8 of fire is related to the relationship between intention and outcome. It has a lot to do with like personal power, personal magic, and our ability to manifest in this world, and the promises or the bargains that we make to manifest what we want. Or the sacrifices that we make. It's almost like making a deal with the gods for whatever it is that you want. You make this gesture or you make this sacrifice or an offering to receive something. So this card being in reverse, to me, does indicate some kind of sacrifice on your part to make this situation better, okay? To relieve this pain for yourself. Some kind of promise that you've made that you feel is coming due. Because we were talking about grief earlier, bargaining is a stage of grief, so this could be related to that as well. In the traditional tarot, the 8 of fire or the 8 of wands is all about momentum. It's that moment when everything starts to come together and move forward, which is usually triggered by an event or an epiphany of some kind, or an offering, a compromise, a bargain. So, that being said, what's coming into my mind right now is that perhaps this emotion, all the emotion that's right here, such strong emotions right here, okay, this is what you can offer and release to the universe in exchange for happiness and forward movement. That's what I get from that in this context. Okay, just a quick question. While my camera is out of focus, does this card look kind of like a hairy man to you? Or like the face of a man? Does anybody else see it? If you made it this far in the video, comment and tell me if you see the man. Okay. I think I need sleep. So we'll go ahead and we'll move on now and we'll clarify the ring or hairy man with the 9 of cups. The relationship between the king or the ring and the 9 of cups. Okay, so we have the moon. Subconscious, indecision, critique, and sensitivity. Sorry, it's very small. I need glasses. To me, this also has to do with cycles. It's that same kind of cycle symbolism within the ring and the moon at the same time. And then the emotions. I mean, this whole row right here, very emotional. This ring refers to a very emotional connection and commitment. A heart commitment, a soul commitment. The moon can also refer to things that are hidden, such as things that are within the subconscious feelings, subconscious emotions. And I think that this could be indicating that this is something that you really want deep down, even if you're not ready to recognize that yet. That you are ready to be able to move on, to move forward, to open your heart again, to make a new commitment, to find happiness and live your best life. Like, you really want that deep down on a subconscious level. And it's just, it's just this grief that clogs up your mind and makes you, or keeps you back, keeps you from achieving that. It stops you from allowing yourself to look for and find, stable, solid, secure happiness in your life. I think that element of indecision is very clear in this as well, right? Until you're able to release that sadness, then it's going to be very difficult for you to choose your own happiness when it is available to you. And this could just require a lot of reflection on your part, on your emotions, how you feel, and what you want out of this life. Maybe meditating and reflecting on what is so difficult for you when it comes to letting go of pain from the past. So we'll go ahead now, we'll clarify the fish with the Chariot. Okay, so we have the Nine of Water corresponding with that Nine of Cups. So we have that Nine of Cups twice in this one reading. Lyra, play. Let's see, what else does it say? Pleasure and indulgence. So I think that this is just referring to, the abundance that is waiting for you once you start pursuing your dreams and pursuing your own happiness. I think that once you can finally release that baggage, everything is just going to fall into place for you. That seems to be the energy surrounding us right now, for sure. So now I will go ahead and switch to the Oracle cards, or I use a few different Oracle decks. Oh my god, can't talk. So I use these cards to just be any extra insight or advice for you guys when dealing with this situation. So it's not necessarily going to give us any more description of the situation. It's going to be more about how you can deal with it. So what do we got for Aquarius? How can they deal? Okay, so we have the Comet. A sign of fate, a harbinger of change. There we go. So if you haven't noticed the signs are out there. Keep your eye out for those signs from spirit that are kind of like, if you can't allow yourself to just like jump into searching for happiness and finding your own happiness, then spirit's going to give you signs that are going to allow you to yourself to find happiness. And also, just confirmation that spirit is guiding you at this point in time. You're not alone in this. There are divine forces at work on your behalf right now to bring this change into your life, to help you walk across this threshold into a better life. So see, what can you do to honor those signs? What should Aquarius do to honor those signs? So we have the Horse, travel and stamina, which I also see that as being, well, it's 8, so movement, forward movement, just moving at all, trying to move forward. There's also an element with the Horse of freedom, freeing yourself from the bonds of this pain, this suffering. Connecting to your wild self is a part of that to me as well with the Horse. That wild, free, natural, curious and explorative search for happiness and comfort and, everything to meet your basic needs. Also the ability to hang strong and, get through a difficult situation. To be able to travel far and wide, to run for hours in search of, your own place, what's right for you, and search for your own happiness. Because this reading is about you finding happiness, allowing yourself to be happy. I don't think you'll have to look very far for the happiness once you come to the conclusion that you deserve it. I think you'll find it right in front of you. And I think that the horse here is just reminding you that you've come so far and that you are very strong. You're very capable and very deserving. Let's see what other advice Spirit has for you guys. What other kind of advice does Spirit have for Aquarius? So we have fire, determination, getting connected back with your inner spark, okay? That which motivates you, that which drives you. Fire also represents our connection to Spirit in many ways. Because that's where that motivation and that drive comes from, is from the part of ourselves that is connected directly to Source. It is from outside of our minds, it is from outside of our hearts, it's from outside of our bodies. It comes from somewhere else, somewhere divine. And so Spirit is encouraging you to try to get back in connection with your inner fire. And actually, if you see, we have the red and the orange of fire on the threshold as well, which can indicate an importance in working with your lower 3 chakras, so the root chakra, the sacral chakra, and the navel chakra and the solar plexus, excuse me. So if you like to work with crystals or, again, meditations, incantations, using candles, things of that nature, there's so many ways that you can set the intention of clearing those lower 3 chakras. Just look it up and find something that resonates best with, what works for you. But those 3 chakras have a lot to do with our sense of self, our stability, our feeling of security, our feeling of worthiness. All resides in that red, yellow, orange fire energy. Okay. 2 more cards. 2 more. We'll pull a card from the Shamanic Medicine deck. So this is all about healing, so just get a little insight onto anything else that could help you heal. And then the last card will be just a little insight into the bigger picture for you guys. Any last advice for Aquarius on their healing process? Okay, it gave me 2. So we have North. Okay, solitude. Solitude, reflection, meditation. And then we have prayer, hope. And I also see this as being faith in Spirit, faith in the universe, that it's guiding you in the right direction, and that everything that has happened in your life up until this point happened for a reason, and to teach you a very important lesson. You probably agreed to it before you incarnated on this planet. So it's just, there is a lot here, I feel, of you getting back in touch with Spirit and reestablishing your faith in Source, your faith in Spirit, that, there is meaning in this life, and that you are meant for more than just misery and sadness, and that happiness can be available to you. And also that everything's going to be okay. And that you can be okay with yourself as well. I do get that from this card. Very much so. So the last card, just to give us a little recap of the bigger picture for you guys, Aquarius. What is the most important thing that you can take away from this? Clouds of 9. This is everything I've been talking about in this entire reading, okay? This is all about connecting to that inner source of joy deep down that resides in all of us. Joy and happiness, excitement on a childlike level, right? The way that a child is happy. We all have the ability to feel that deep down inside of us, and you are being called to connect back to that. And Spirit is confirming that you will be happy again. You will be okay. You will be able to feel joy. You will be able to experience the happiness of every little thing in every moment by living in the moment. and still being able to see life, the bigger picture of life, of your life specifically, and how everything that's transpired has made you who you are in a very positive way. It almost seems like this could also be like connecting to your inner child as well. Playing, having fun, indulging in the senses in a positive manner. She's holding an instrument. I think it's a lute. A mandolin? Don't laugh at me. It's an instrument. Music. Things that are very delightful to our senses. Just go out there and do things that make you happy. Tap back into that. It'll help move you forward. So that's what I've got for you guys this week, Aquarius. Thank you so much for joining me. Good luck. You are going to be okay. Much love from me to you, and I'll see you guys next week.